Hi, my name is Stephanie Perkins, and I currently work for the Department of Human Services. I'm a Habilitation Plan Coordinator for Woodbine Development Center, and I work with men and women who have intellectual disabilities. Um, I encounter working with individuals with intellectual disabilities every day. I have been working in this capacity as a habilitation plan coordinator for 10 years. So once again, I encounter people with intellectual disabilities every day. Prior to my time at Woodbine Development Center, my mother also worked for the Department of Human Services for 30 years, and I have a relative with intellectual disabilities. So I've actually encountered that population all of my life. Now, when it comes to the part I play with my gentlemen with intellectual disabilities is as the coordinator, it's important for me as the interdisciplinary team leader to bring the team together to determine the needs and the wants of a gentleman with disabilities for the oncoming year. So this can prove to be challenging if the gentleman is nonverbal. It can also be very difficult if the gentleman has a very low intellectual level. So what happens is when it comes to determining the needs and the wants of an individual with intellectual disabilities, it's very important that the IDT come together because we need all perspectives. We need a psychological perspective. We need a nutritional perspective. We need a medical perspective, and we need a social perspective. So we all have to come together, and with the information we have, what we viewed from this individual, what we've learned, we'll come together and determine where he's at right now and where he could be in a year's time. It's once again, it's very challenging to make diagnosis and decisions when it comes to people with intellectual disabilities because I find a lot in this field that there's generalizations. So I really love that we have this push, especially in New Jersey, for person-centered planning and person-centered environments. So that means that we basically gear our documents, our objectives, anything to the needs and wants of the individual with the intellectual disability. And once again, that's a team effort to do that. So I think the challenges we face in this field is that we have to remember that everyone is an individual, and what may work, two gentlemen may have the same diagnosis, be the same age, grew up in the same home environment, but have different needs and different wants. So I think the one thing we have to watch out for, the challenge is not to generalize any individual with intellectual disability. It really has to be person-centered to help determine a diagnosis as well as what would work for them. So once again, my name is Stephanie Perkins. I've worked in the field as a habilitation plan coordinator for 10 years. But prior to those 10 years, I have worked with children with behavior issues as well as, for the local public school board system as a teacher's aide. And I worked in a daycare. I've worked with a lot of children. So now I'm working with adults with intellectual disabilities. So I just think this was the natural progression of my career. So I look forward to talking to you more and meeting some more of my classmates. Thank you.